Good afternoon, everybody. It's a dog with you. Another edition of Weber This Week on a Monday, a beautiful Monday, May 21st, 2018. When it was opened, it was called La Mia Bella Sicilia. Tomas Gonzales and son worked hard, but it was overwhelming for him and the family. He needed to refocus. He closed for a while. Tomas looked for some investors to spread the word and still keep the dream alive. A great restaurant. We've been there. A great amount of great food, and yes, lots of singing. Flashing back a couple of weeks, pre-Mother's Day weekend, it reopened with a new name, Bella Sicilian Ristorante, with Mike Kerr and Dick Austin as part of the ownership group. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another edition of Weber This Week. A pleasant good afternoon, everybody. It's a dog with you. Nickname has been that way for 65 years. I guess you probably know me as the dog. It's good to be with you. Got a couple of my guests coming in today representing the new name at Bella's Sicilian Ristorante. And without further ado, it's good to have my friend Tomas Gonzales here. Tomas, thanks for coming in, bud.
Thanks, dog. Good to be here.
Always good to see you. And Mike Kerr, thank you for coming.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. And the third member of the big trio could not make it. He was tied up. And that, of course, is Richard Austin, one of the owners of the new restaurant, the new name, the new look. And, I can speak from history in a few minutes. Tomas was nice enough to send Jimmy some pictures. We're going to flash up some pictures. Which will be old hat for me and my wife Mary, since we have been up there a few times to eat. We enjoy it so much. Tomas, let's start off from ground zero. When you opened up, we, of course, have frequented your restaurant with the family a few times. We've always had a great time. And I could tell that when you would greet us, and it was a normally packed house, usually when we were there, it got to the point where it's probably wearing you down. You had a lot of things working. You obviously just don't do the restaurant. You had other things you're involved in. And it became to a point where you can pick it up from here, where you kind of needed to take a deep breath and resurface and come up with a new idea. And let's talk a little bit about what made you do that.
Sure. No, that's absolutely true. We'd had a great opening with La Mia Bella Sicilia.
Right.
Things were going great. But you're right. It got my son and I. We were the main focus of that, and we would. Not only did all the ordering and the food and all that kind of stuff, and that was important to us that we be involved. But as it grew, and it grew quickly and grew exponentially, it just got too much to be doing that. And also, I had, as you know, I had been working at Syracuse University as the dean of students at the College of Law, and I had always intended and did go back into higher ed, so I was working at Finger Lakes Community College. So between that and all of the demands on the restaurant, I was trying to find time to sleep, and so it just got to be too much. And my son was, he's been doing his thing, the performing, and he's working and helping getting a business started. Mm-hmm. So all of that type of thing together, I really wanted to keep the restaurant going. So many people love the place.
Oh, I know.
Not only the food but the atmosphere, and it's there aren't TVs screaming at you. It's music, and it feels like family, is what a lot of people say, and that was really important that we keep that going. And so the choice was either I couldn't do it myself, was to shut it down, or see if we could get some people together. And like you said, right after Valentine's Day, decided to take a pause, and I knew, and I said we're going to be open by Mother's Day.
You did say that, yeah.
I did, and put out the word, and Mike and Richard stepped up to the plate, and we formed a great team, a new team. It's a whole new place, re-envisioned. Has some of the standard food that we were famous for, but we have some great additions too. We can talk more about that.
Well, Mike Kerr is my special guest along with Tomas today. Again, Richard Austin, one of the owners, is not available today. He could not make it at the last minute. We apologize, and we're going to get Richard down here sometime in the near future to get him on the air as well when they come back and give us an idea how they're doing. Mike, tell us a bit about yourself. The thought process. You said you worked when we were downstairs before we came up to the studio that your work for Mobile.
Yeah.
Working for Mobile and getting involved in the restaurant business seems like a stretch.
Well,
explain to us your thought process of becoming one of the investors involving the restaurant.
well, Tomás has been a good friend for years,
Okay.
and naturally we're going to support him with the restaurant. And to make things easier, the food was great.
It was.
Not that there's not a lot of great other restaurants in town, but Tomás, there was just something a little bit more unique about it. The meatballs were phenomenal, which grabbed me right away, and I really did like the sauce. So we were supporting. We thought he had a great thing. The singing, of course, obviously is is a lot of fun, and the family atmosphere that seemed to be generated there. So I was a little surprised when he had decided to temporarily close down, and I said, "Boy, this just doesn't make sense." I'm seeing people come in all the time and enjoy themselves. Very few complaints about anything. So I gave it some thought. We analyzed it and said something's not quite right, and maybe this has another chance, and we've got to try it again.
Well, that's good.
And I think Dick thought the same thing. He's a great cheerleader for the.
Well, that's great. And even though Richard Austin's not here, of course, Tomás came out of the car business.
He did. He'd been in the car business, but before that, he was in the restaurants.
Okay.
For like 13 years, and it was always his dream to own a restaurant, be involved in a restaurant. And when this opportunity came up, it really fit with what his dream was, and it really worked for us because then it kept the dream of the restaurant alive. And so all three of us have gotten together, and we all do our parts, and Richard does a lot of the business end of stuff because that's like his forte, and we each have our own areas, and he's really stepped forward to take that lead ownership piece.
And you're going to be greeting people like you do well?
Greeting them, talking with them, getting to know a little bit about what they're doing, where they're coming from, singing songs. Last night we had Mike's granddaughter graduated from Ithaca College, and so we had a big celebration there. We were singing songs, and folks will come in and say, "Oh, it's my 50th wedding anniversary," and so I'll get the whole place singing, "That's Amore" or some song, and that's the piece about this. This isn't, you just go and you sit there and eat.
I know.
It's really
engaging.
People,
you engage the crowd.
That's what we try to do. Yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to start flashing up some pictures. Mike Kerr, along with Tomas Gonzales, a couple of the new investors of the casino. I got casino in mind. I work out there, of the Bell House Sicilian Ristorante. And we're going to keep that up for a second, Jimmy. It's a great picture. But Richard Austin is one of the owners, co-owners, and he was not able to get here today. We'll talk about his role as well. So Tomás and Mike, that's obviously a nice group there, and somebody's obviously a nice group's having a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you can see that it's packed.
Yes,
that's the one thing. Fridays and Saturday nights, we always encourage people to have reservations because it's always packed like that. That actually was a family reunion, and they had come from Massachusetts, Buffalo, Syracuse, Binghamton, down past Binghamton, Sydney, in that area. So they all gathered and came in and had a big party. So great. We get a lot of that. We get a lot of families getting together. That's great. There's one of Kate and I singing.
There you go. Yeah, and
that's, like I said, that's probably one of the most fun parts for me is being a part of people's special days. Like yesterday with Mike's granddaughter.
Sure.
And
no, that's good. And there's the picture of the place before you open the doors.
Yeah, right before.
That's right.
Right before.
And there you go.
New sign, new place.
Now, give me the thought process, Mike and Tomás, about the name change. The theory of Sicilian Ristorante. My wife's going to be impressed because she's full-blooded Sicilian. As you know, Mary is.
Sure, yeah.
Her maiden name, Mike, is Palermo, so I need not tell you that she's not Sicilian. But the thought process of changing it to Sicilian Ristorante, what was the thought behind that?
Well, one of the things, we knew everyone had a connection with the restaurant with the name Bella's.
Gotcha.
Because even though it was La Mia Bella Sicilia, it was too much for people to say. So it just reverted to Bella's. So when we talked, we wanted to make sure we got to keep that piece there. And then what else is their connection? Well, the Sicilian piece.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's, Sicilian street foods that we offer, the panelle and the arancini, rice balls. And so there's a lot of those pieces. And we said, okay, it's new. We want something to reflect the new, but we need to have that connection to the past. Since it's a Sicilian restaurant, we just said Bella's will be the name.
Nice, and that's a nice looking dish, Mike, that I could probably eat right about now.
That is one of our newest dishes, and I got to tell you, I know I'm a little prejudiced on this, but that is one of the best ribeyes I have ever had. It literally melts in your mouth. It's a good sized ribeye. Even my grandson was extremely impressed last night. He just kept saying, "Awesome, awesome."
Little spaghetti on the side.
Little spaghetti on the side, and the green beans. It's a meal and a half.
Yeah, greens and beans.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's got we source locally. The sausage is made at Medaillas in Geneva. And so that's another piece that's really important. The desserts as well are sourced locally. Chicken parm.
Oh, yeah, I had that the last time I was there.
Yeah. If you go onto Google or Yelp or TripAdvisor, the chicken parm is one of the top commented food items that we have. Everybody loves that. Meatball sub. Mike, you were talking about the meatballs.
Oh, yeah.
That's... a lot of folks, that's what they think of when they come.
Tomás, you still have the fried bologna sub for lunches?
Well, we're not open for lunch anymore.
But I remember going there once for lunch.
Yeah, we did. And we're
thinking about
lunch again. And when we do, that would certainly be
I remember going in there, and he remembers the story. He just opened up, and him and his son were there. And I finally met his son, Joe. And I think I had to go visit my daughter, Izzy, up the street there. And I looked at the menu, and I said, Casey was waiting on me.
Yeah.
And I remember saying, I love fried bologna. I absolutely love it. And I said, I'm going to go to that fried bologna sub. The thing come out was about that thick.
Yeah.
It was about that big. And I'm never one to take a doggy bag out. But I didn't leave this place. It was a huge sandwich. So if you ever do reincarnate, they go, okay, what do we got here?
Sure. This is one of our new dessert lines. These are cassata cakes. That's a traditional Sicilian dessert. And but what we did different this time is we're making things in individual portions because what we found was when we got the traditional size big cakes that folks were like, oh, that's too big, too small. So we're doing them individual sizes now, and it also allows people to take them home. For later on, which that's been a big thing. Same with that's one of our new lemon cakes, and that's been a popular item as well. Yeah, and these are all local sourced again from Dave and Rita's down on 96.
Sure, okay.
Eclairs and some of the Napoleons, and again individual size, so people can take them home and. You don't have to worry about who's getting what and all this. You can have one each for yourselves.
It's good.
Yeah, that's Seven Veils cake. That's the one in the back is the big one is the Seven Veils. That's a traditional Sicilian cake, and the two pieces there. That's a gluten-free dessert, and usually gluten-free. I don't mean to be mean about this, but usually it means it's no taste.
No taste.
These have great taste,
okay.
And so if you're gluten-free, we've got gluten-free pastas and other options, and we have gluten-free desserts. So you get your full menu options if you're gluten-free.
Excellent.
Oh, that's the blueberry slab cake, and Richard actually makes this. He's been he loves being in the kitchen, and in fact, the marinade for the steaks are his secret recipe. We've been trying to get him to cough it up, but he won't. But yeah, he makes that. He makes the slab blueberry slab pie, I think is what he calls it. Those, the cream puffs,
they are huge.
Yeah, they really are. And I thought, wow, those are too big. People who's going to get that? And then I said, oh, maybe 2 people split it. 2 nights ago, we saw 2 guys in the back each eating one of them. So they're not so big that you can't eat them by yourselves, but most people, do it as a dessert for 2 people.
Well, the next time you guys are invited on my show, I won't open the door unless you bring the ribeye and some of those desserts. So we're talking, we can eat.
Sure, you got it. Next time, for sure.
All right. Tomas Gonzales, along with Mike Kerr, Richard Austin, one of the owners, could not make it. He had something come up at the last minute, so we are sorry for that. We'll get you back on, Richard, down the road. This is Weber This Week. Now it's time to pay homage to our great sponsors that make this show possible. Del Lago Resort and Casino has something for everyone. 2,000 slot machines and 99 gaming tables. The Vine, featuring top national music and comedy acts. The dining options. The Great Portico by Fabio Viviani. The Farmers Market Buffet, the Social Cafe and Bar. And the 14,000 square foot European style spa. Del Lago offers massages, body treatments, and facials, plus a full service salon. Visit DelLagoResort.com for more information.
Cayuga Lake National Bank. Visit Bill Ryan and his team for all of your banking needs. Offices in Union Springs and Aurora, a fine sponsor of this show for over 30 years. DA Liquor on Britt Street in Seneca Falls. Amy Padula and her team will find the right spirit for you every time. When you stop in, tell Amy the dog sent you. The Gold Hotel welcomes you to come out and enjoy the revitalization of this historic downtown Seneca Falls landmark. Every Wednesday is Ladies' Night with special price drinks and half-priced appetizers. Learn more at thegouldhotel.com. The Omen Theater on William Street in Lyons. See what's playing this week at omentheater.com. Located off New York State Thruway Exit 41, the McGee Diner has earned their reputation as a popular family restaurant, serving country, fresh, home-cooked meals daily. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and check out their menu at McGeeDiner.com. The Child Advocacy Center of the Finger Lakes is a child-friendly location where allegations of physical or sexual abuse are responded to by a multidisciplinary team of professionals. The team works together to conduct a thorough investigation and to provide necessary support services to children and their non-offending caregivers with a goal of minimizing further trauma to a child. Seneca Metals is an award-winning company that has earned a reputation of going above and beyond to protect the environment and support their community. As an EPA inspector once said, their operation is head and shoulders above the rest. And the Newark Pilots of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, a minor league team with a major league ballpark. Season ticket packages available at NewarkPilots.com. And the Wilson Press in Seneca Falls. My good pal Rich Rickey and his team can handle all of your printing and mailing needs. Visit them online at wpress.com. Cicino's, live, laugh, eat well. It's the Italian way. It's also the Cicino's way. Visit one of their 3 locations, Waterloo, Geneva, and now at Del Lago Resort and Casino. Order online for pickup or delivery at Cicinos.com.
Welcome back, everybody. It's H. Weber along with my guest today, representing the new name up in Old Geneva, New York. And, of course, it's named Bella Sicilian Ristorante. Of course, it's a great place. And Tomas Gonzales, along with Mike Kerr, have joined me today. Again, Richard Austin, another owner, was unable to make it. Last-minute cancellation. And we're sorry for that, but we'll get him back on down the road. A couple of notes before we get into too much, back to Mike and to Tomas, is that next week we won't be here, obviously. It's Memorial Day, so enjoy your day, enjoy your holiday. And by the way, early June, we're looking to bring in some folks out of Auburn. The OTB over in Auburn, you know, the OTB in Seneca Falls closed a couple years ago. But I had a chance to go over there and meet the manager, Chris. And we're trying to get him in on the 4th of June. He is the manager of the OTB in Auburn, to talk about what his job is and overseeing the OTB operation in Auburn. It's a real nice place. You can also eat in there. And they also have what is called the Tailgater Lounge, I think they're calling themselves, part of the OTB complex, which is kind of neat. You go in and bet on a horse, and you can also eat there and have a beer. So that's pretty neat. And the owners of the bar in there is a couple named Toby and Kim. We're trying to get them on the show the following week to talk about their role at the Auburn OTB. Of course, as Mr. Gonzalez knows, being a member of the law and understanding the law quite well, the Supreme Court ruling allowing states now to open up gambling nationwide. Bring it on, baby. Because before you know it, Mike, there's going to be gambling in every state in the union.
Yeah, you know it.
And I do laugh at this integrity fee that these NHL, NBA want. Good night, Irene. They're going to have a hard time getting that from the states. Because they don't need to give them anything, by the way. Because as long as Vegas posts lines, which you know will happen, there's going to be betting. So that's going to go crazy. Will that be a factor at the OTB in Auburn? Because as soon as you know, everybody's going to jump on. I think New Jersey and Pennsylvania are real close to introducing laws in the state, so that's going to be interesting as well. Let's talk about it, Tomás. We've got about 7-8 minutes to go. Hours of operation. Give our viewers an idea of when you're going to be open.
Perfect. Well, we changed them around a little bit.
Okay.
So we are open Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 5 to 10 p.m. Sunday, we're open now. We didn't used to be open on Sunday, but we're open Sundays from 3 to 8. And the idea is a couple of things. One is we want to get more families involved. And the last Sunday of every month, we're going to be doing a family-style dinner. And so we want to encourage, because, it's tough to take a whole family out, both with the cost and also a place that's family-friendly. So we'll be bringing big bowls of pasta and loaves of garlic bread and stuff to the table, and the family can, eat everything there. And then we'll be doing the music and the singing. So Sunday's going to be a little different. Monday nights we're open. We weren't open on Mondays before. We're open Monday from 5 to 10 as well. And then Tuesday and Thursday are the days that we're closed.
Okay.
We're going to be doing a couple of really neat things. We're going to be doing outreach to the community. That might be on a Monday night. So, for example, if a local organization wants to do a fundraiser, they'll invite folks to the restaurant. We'll donate proceeds from the dinner to that, whatever that charity is, because we want to give back to the community, and that's an easy way to do that. I know that Richard's got his eye on a couple of charities dealing with the fighting cancer and the Red Cross and those kinds of things. So we'll be putting out a schedule for that. So that people know that when they come in, they'll be able to not only have a great meal and listen to some great music, but they'll also be helping support local charities that do good work in the community.
That's a good idea. Now, as far as your phone number, they need to get a hold of you for a reservation. What's the phone number there?
Well, we just actually changed that over.
Okay.
And I don't know if you want to...
All right. You remember the number?
Yeah, I got it here.
It's okay.
I just got to pull it up real quick because we changed it. So it was... sorry about that.
That's right.
It's 315 759 5408.
Okay, 315-759-5408. That's the new number of the Bella Sicilian Ristorante, Geneva, New York. And if you folks can't figure out where that is, it's right across the street from Parker's and Eddie O's. Right across the street. Exactly. So, it's a pretty good point. And again, they're going to be open. The only days they're closed is Tuesday and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Oh, Tuesday and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tuesday and Wednesday. I apologize. I had it wrong. Tuesday and Wednesday, they're going to be closed. But other than that, they're going to be open at starting, you said 5 o'clock, except for Sunday, it'll be 3.
3 to 8. Yep.
3 to 8. Well, Mike, you've now you're delved into this. You've obviously been a customer there before you became an investor. It's got to bring some good feelings to your heart and to your family, knowing that you brought this thing back to reality, and people are going to enjoy what you've enjoyed and your family has. evidenced by having your granddaughter's graduation party there. So it's got to feel pretty special for you as well.
Certainly.
Yeah.
It's I think the novelty has worn off a little bit with the family. Now they, kind of see that Grandpa's sort of interested in this and, wants to make it work. It's been kind of fun so far. I'm definitely the silent partner. I silently clean things up, move things around, and do that stuff. But it's interesting to watch the other two characters, the jobs they're doing. Dick is a power horse. He just keeps moving and moving and moving. Of course, Tomás is the face of the restaurant, and everybody knows him, and
the voice,
and the voice, and they all appreciate what he does. So it's kind of been interesting to watch, and it's a good thing to see.
Now, some of the old staff members, waitresses that you had there, some of them come back.
Yeah, we offered everybody to come back.
Okay.
Some have come back, and
Sure.
some have decided that they want to do something different.
Fine.
And but we wanted to do that so that to keep that family atmosphere, and people would come in and recognize folks. And some of them couldn't come right away, but are going to be joining us later on. So that was a real important piece for us, that we had that continuity. And the nice thing is, like, Richard's family is getting involved now. His mom and his sister are there too, and so it really does have that family, continues to have that family feeling that we wanted when we started this, because that was hugely important for us.
Oh, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I told you when I opened up the show today, before I started interviewing Mike and Tomás, that not because they're friends of mine. I just met Mike. I've known Thomas for some time. Tomás, I've been there, done that. I've been to his restaurant and Joe's before it was new ownership involved. And I wouldn't have him on the show and brag about the restaurant if I didn't really believe that it had a special moment and a special place with me, because I'm a fussy kind of a guy. I like, a certain amount of food, and I like it, nice and warm. I like it good sized portion and a reasonable price. They check everything for me. I enjoy it. I like the singing aspect, because you're eating your dinner and all of a sudden you hear the bellowing of the voice, and it makes you just kind of look up and you're smiling, because it's all part of an Italian tradition to me. And my wife is Sicilian, so I don't have the Italian heritage in my body, but my wife does. And but it's just fun. It's just fun, and they do a great job there, and they make you feel warm and comfortable. So yes, they had some months off to get themselves recycled, refocused. They've done that. They brought Mike in along with Richard, and of course Tomás. All three, you will make it successful, and you'll see the Webbers there very soon.
That's great. Thanks.
We look forward to coming back.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us here.
My pleasure. We'll have you come back, and we'll get that stranger that didn't show up
there. There you go.
So you make sure you needle them.
We
all right?
will. We'll let them know.
All right. Well, okay. So Bella's phenomenal. Sicilian Ristorante. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Geneva, New York. You won't be dissatisfied. They'll do a great job for you. They'll make you really comfortable. Again, folks, enjoy next week. We're off because it's Memorial Day. Speaking for my crew, along with Tomas Gonzales and the owner, director of this show, Jim Seneca. This is the Dog Age Weber having you a great week, everybody. The weather's supposed to be spectacular. Enjoy.